Hey guys, this is Eric Broadus back again with another video. And first off, I want to start off by wishing all the fathers happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, and I hope you enjoy your special day. This video here that I'm making, I was inspired by watching a fellow YouTuber, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and he was talking about the importance of, fathers, and he talked about his own father, in his life at different periods, and how his father inspired and instilled in him a killer instinct and a work ethic to be the best and the standard of excellence. So this video, watching his video, it inspired me today to make this one for fathers, because in my own personal opinion, I believe that fathers carry a special place in the lives of family. They are the bedrock. Now, we all know that definitely that mothers have a special place, but so do fathers. And for today, this video is about the fathers, and I'm titling it The Importance of Fathers. What is the importance of fathers? When I think about the importance of fathers, I'll start with the women first. In my opinion, I believe that fathers, what they teach their daughters, they are the first man that their daughters actually see, or are actually around. And so what a father does, he treats his daughter in a certain way. He treats her like she's a princess, and through this, he teaches her what, she needs to expect from future guys that she'll be dating, and also eventually when taking on long-term relationships and eventually marriage. That father makes a big difference in what he instills and how he shapes some of the mindset of his daughter. And so it is important. A father definitely is important in his daughter's life, so that hopefully she'll make better choices in the men that she chooses to deal with, and even in the man that she chooses to marry. Fathers are important. They provide, they bring a sense of stability and foundation within the household. Now, I want to talk about what is the importance of fathers to men. I believe this is really crucial, and for those of you, you probably could add more and have your own experience in how you've dealt with your kids, or how important that your father was in your life. In regards to men, I believe that fathers are extremely important. Young men, they need guidance and they need a role model. And many times a father can instill certain things into his son. It is important that a father pour his wisdom, share his knowledge, and instill in his son how he ought to carry himself. And a father or a father figure is definitely able, and if he's a good father figure or a good role model, he can teach a young man how to be a man. And in this life, there are some challenges with being a man, but a father instills that in his son. He instills discipline. He instills work ethic. He also instills in his son how he is to treat young ladies or women in a relationship. He instills that in his son. And in his son, he instills integrity. No shortcuts. He, by doing these things, help to build his son up and also strengthen his character. And especially, you can look in this society that we're living in, the effects of children that do not have their fathers in their lives. When I look at my life, I can describe both of my parents. My mother was the strict disciplinarian, but my father was the one, he was an encourager. What I would say about my dad, my father made myself, and I can speak to that personally, and also my sister, he made us believe that we could accomplish anything that we put our mind to. And my father also, for what he knew, he made sure he gave us the inside scoop and shared the know-how. My father took time out to pour into me and my sister, to include even simple things, even teaching you how to drive. You know, my father used to tell me I remember when I was in high school, and you know, I had a little bit of a temper and could be a little bit hot-headed. And so my father told me this one thing. He said, slow down and control your emotions. A father teaches his son how to function logically, because if you don't learn how to function logically in this world, your emotions can get you in a lot of trouble. You know, in this life, we're gonna have different relationships. Some are gonna be relationships with family members. Some are gonna be relationships with friends. There's also business relationships, and definitely in business relationships, you definitely have to know how to control your emotions so that so that you can be effective and successful and build those relationships that will help you move further in life. None of us is an island, but fathers definitely teach discipline, and they provide the framework and the construct with which we can build and also fill it in. Fathers provide encouragement and support. To his daughter, he makes his princess believe that she can do it, or that she's the hottest thing since sliced bread. He builds up his daughter's self-esteem and her confidence. And a young man, he gives his son, you know, something that's solid, you know, something he builds it up and pours into his son, where his son has to plant his feet on the ground and be on a firm foundation. Many times, fathers, when dealing with their sons, they don't deal in the realm of fantasy, because fantasies in the realm of men, it does not work that way. Men have to be grounded and rooted, and we have to get down to business. You know, we got to build, you know, on solid foundations. Else, everything will just be blown to the wayside, or we'll just find ourselves running in circles. And as a man cannot afford to run around in circles and to waste time idly, because he's the front line of defense. When I like to use the Bible, when the Bible talks about, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother and cleave to his wife, meaning that man has to go out and he has to pursue, generally speaking, you know, not in all cases, but generally speaking, he has a responsibility and a charge to go find a wife. And no woman is going to choose a man that is irresponsible. He cannot take care of himself, and if he cannot provide her with definitely with love and security, but security and stability first, a woman is not going to, generally speaking, not in all cases, if she's making good choices, she's going to want a man that's stable, and he can provide security and he can protect her, and she's going to consider that when considering having offspring with this man. So he has to be able to protect and guard her nest so that they can grow together and make sure the next generation can excel. Fathers, sometimes it can be a thankless job, because many times fathers don't get the praise and they don't get the rightful attention that they should do for what they do. A responsible father, he makes sure that his kids are taken care of. You know, daddy keeps the lights on. You know, a father, he's going to make sure there's food on the table. He keeps a roof over his family's head. Important things. You know, my father was not one for allowing me to make excuses. And granted, he did, you know, talk to my sister and lecture her, but he dealt with her in a different way, because as a man, he understood what I would need to make it in this life. And so a father, knowing, you know what I'm saying, the traps, the pitfalls that men can face in this life, he knows it already. So he's going to make sure that he instills that in his son. Son, watch out for this. Don't do that. You know, do your best to stay clear of worthless people. Stay clear of worthless women. You know, keep your sanity, you know, about you. You know, burn that midnight oil. Nothing is for free. And my dad instilled that into me. He calls me big time. He says, big time. In this life, nothing is free. There's always a price that has to be paid. No, nothing's free. And I am forever grateful for my father for being in my life and taking the time out to pour into me, because I found that the things that he told me, even sometimes when I didn't even want to hear them, I found that as I became an adult and I went through life, I found that I was like, wait a minute, my dad said that, and I actually saw and experienced some things, and because of what he poured into me, the seeds that he planted, they came to fruition. And based on what he told me, I made different decisions, and a lot of wise decisions, and I avoided certain booby traps or pitfalls. Or when I did make a mistake, my dad always encouraged me, you know, yeah, you got knocked down, but get up off the mat. You know, I like to use the comedy, the first one with Friday, and when Craig was he got into the fight with the neighborhood bully Debo. What you got on my drink, Smoke? You know, but so Craig, at the time in the movie Friday, he had a pistol. I think he had a Glock 9 or something like that. And his dad came in, you know, and saw the gun. He was like, son, you know, what are you doing with that? He said, you know, I need it for protection. And so what his dad said to him, he said, son, you don't need that. He said, this is all, put up your dukes. This is all you need. You know, and he told him, put the gun away. He said, this is what you need. He said, now you a man. You know, and what fathers do, they instill in their sons, to have that dog in them, you know, say in a fight. You don't run. You stand your ground. You know, and sometimes with men, you know, we gotta tussle. You know, but fathers instill that, you know what I'm saying? You know, there are no cowards. You know, granted, you know, there are different battles that we face in life. Some physical, some mental. You gotta know when to pick your battles. But fathers instill that, you know what I'm saying, there are, you know what I'm saying, no cowards. And you have to know how to deal and get that respect in this world and when you're dealing with men. Because the one thing all men understand is respect. We all want it, and we don't tolerate disrespect. But fathers instill that, you know, get that respect. So in order for you to get that respect, you basically have to establish yourself, and you have to lay it down. You know, that doesn't matter whether it's if it's in athletics. You know, you got to put the hard work in, and you have to prove yourself. When growing up, you know, in your youth, even if it comes to physical altercations, you know, sometimes, you know, you got to man up to get that respect. You got to establish yourself. If it's in the arena of education or whatever, something mental, you have to prove yourself. And we as men on all fronts in relationships with women, you have to get that woman's respect. If you don't have her respect, then she's not gonna love you or trust you, or she's liable to do anything. She's not gonna submit if she doesn't respect you. But fathers instill that. They teach their daughters, you know, self-respect, how to care about themselves, and to care, you know, about their bodies, you know, and raise their self-esteem, so they care about who they are and they appreciate they are, so they just don't give themselves away to anybody or devalue themselves. A father teaches his daughter how to value, princess, to value yourself. And a father will instill in his son to elevate himself to the true king that he is. But that's pretty much all I have for this video. But I want to say to the fathers, happy Father's Day, and to know that you are definitely appreciated. The wisdom, the guidance that you give, and the courage that you instill, along with stability and security, is greatly appreciated. For all the fathers, all the father figures that stepped up in kids' life, be thankful and look at the fruit that you produce. Please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. And those that are subscribed, or once you do subscribe, please tap the bell so you get future videos. And you can even unlike the video if you choose. I'd love to hear your comments, but please share it. And I want to thank you guys for watching and for giving me your time. But again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers, and we appreciate what you do. Thank you.